So you're in your 40s, baby, and you haven't started saving. You are on the edge of the window of opportunity. You can still save if you get older, but it gets a lot tougher and you got to save a lot more. Stay tuned to this video and you can find out why. So in today's video, I'm considering the fact that you are in your 40s to 50s, like you're between 40 and 49. Saving looks very different in that time frame than it did if you were 20 years old. You've lost at least 20 years of advantage, and that could mean a doubling of your money of 2 or 3 times in what you'd be able to save in that time frame. I've got a video which is going to be following this and be part of this particular video, which is going to show you how you would save, how much you'd have to consider saving if you only had that 20-year time frame. I think I actually bumped it out to 65, so you'll be retiring at 65. Now you can still do this a lot faster, but you got to watch this video as a starting point. Keep it simple, don't overcomplicate the process, and enjoy the video. Stay tuned. Hi, okay, so what we're going to do is we went to a site here, and I've showed it on other videos called calculator.net. We're going to go into the investment calculator, and what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a starting amount of $0, and we're assuming we're 40 years old, okay? So our time window of savings is only 20 years if we're going to try to retire at 60, okay? We should be able to get an interest rate of return of 10%. We're going to be putting in monthly, and our contribution amount every single month is going to be $500. Now, if you've watched any of the other videos, you're noticing that the contribution amount that you have to put every month is getting higher and higher, and there's a reason for that. You have less time to gain that lovely interest and compound interest at it you need to get to really see a big return on your money. So let's calculate this and see where you're going to be standing at. Okay, after 20 years, you're going to be able to save $382,848. It's not terribly lackluster. It's actually quite lackluster. It's not very exciting, but it's still not too bad. You only put in $120,000, and your total interest was $262,848.45. 41% was your contributions, or sorry, 31%, and 68, almost 69% was compound interest. So your compound interest is still really working hard for you here, which is excellent. But when you're starting at 40 and you only have a 20-year time frame, you might have to consider putting even more in. Let's say every month you were able to squirrel out $1,000 a month. I know it can be tough. I know it. Now, as you can see, it literally doubles your money in that 20-year time frame. Your contributions and your interest is about the same. The only other thing that you can do to help things out, let's say you find some really good investments and you're able to earn, let's say, up to 15% on average in your investments. It's a little tougher, but it's not impossible. Okay, let's see what difference that makes. Immediately, it literally almost doubles what we made. Actually, it does double it. Let's go back to the 10% here. And we only saved $765,000. And what we saved was only 69% of its interest. But when we go to 15%, we didn't even have to double the percentage, just 15%. All of a sudden, our interest return is 84.2%, or $1.515 million. Now, let me tell you something. Even in 20 years, that's going to be worth something. And you can see the power of this. Now, you're going to have to start doing your homework to get this 15%. But as you can see, your time frame and your interest rate and how much you can contribute is so important. And if you're able to, let's say, live off only a portion of this is the interesting thing. Long term, when you start burning it down in your retirement, let's say on a yearly basis, if we look at that $1.5 million,
it's creating a slush of $227,550 a year. And let's say, and so that's almost $19,000 a month. Now, in today's money, you're going to live really good at $19,000 a month. But let's say you could live at $10,000 a month. You can take the difference and let this account continue to grow even after you retire. If you can get your account to the point where it can grow beyond its value, even when you start burning it down, you're golden. You'll never run out of money. And you know, if you capitalize another 20 years on this, and let's say you're putting in, wow, a lot more than $1,000 a month, you're going to literally put in about $8,000 a month into this. You know, all of a sudden it becomes sizable. Like, let's just take a look at this. Let's say you start out with this 1.1515954. We'll just, pennies are not going to really make a difference. And let's say you took out the difference and it's $8,000. And this is not considering that you're burning down every month like 10 grand. So you got to kind of put that in mind too. But no, actually it is, because what's happening is you'll be getting almost $19,000 a month. This is considering the fact that you're only going to be able to keep $8,000 a month. So we're being on the lean side. It's always best to do that. And we're going to add another 20 years. Let's say we're going to focus and see what this is going to be worth at the age of 80. Okay, right now at 60, you've accumulated 1.515 million. We calculate, it becomes, in 20 years, this is scary, $42 million. Even in 40 years, 42 million bucks is going to be worth something. There's just no doubt in my mind. And the cool thing here is that, you know, your interest is most of the money, 38,000 of it, whereas your contributions is only 1.9 million over the course of that extra 20 years. So getting into a position where you can start saving long term is the way to go.
Wow, I won't lie to you. I wish I was 40 again, because I would do things very differently. I hope this video is a wake-up call to you. You're kind of at the cusp. You're losing that advantage of time. And if you haven't started saving, start saving. I know life gets ahead of you. I know you have car payments. I know that you have got soccer and dance lessons and family to worry about and expenses. But do yourself a favor. There's the number one thing I can say to you is, I came to realize if I'd have just eked out a little bit every month, it didn't have to be a lot, just a little bit every month, it makes a sizable difference down the road. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. If you haven't liked this video, please like it. It helps, you know, tell YouTube to show it to other people, because I think this information is important. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.